Hi, Kwonyin.
Hi, Sylvia.
How are you?
Well, feeling a little, I mean, a very yin day.
Hmm. I always get confused, yin and yang, like which was yin is what?
Yin is the
Feminine energy?
feminine, receiving,
Got it.
slow, downward energy. And then
I see.
yang is the solar,
Action.
forward, action energy. Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
hmm
Always forget. I
Yeah.
remember and then somehow I tune it out.
Mm.
I see. Well, um, I don't know. Well, I guess if you're kind of down and about any awareness, I guess, or anything you want to talk about today. I know we did kind of touch
Oh,
on a few things.
yeah. Some shadow points.
Yeah,
Well, hmm. I guess in the yin, there's always like a point of tension in there with like how much can I allow myself to be here?
mm,
Yeah. hmm And um and just trying to make peace with honoring where my energy is and not trying to over exert when my body's asking for rest.
mm.
hmm Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. hmm And so, yeah, just a process of allowing. hmm
So kind
hmm
of like laying low and
Yeah.
feeling okay with that.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah. And also how to like know that how I can show up in this state
yeah, yeah.
and know that I don't have to change myself to show up, but I can be in this state and be
Got it.
um share and yeah, just be as I am. So here I am.
Cool, cool.
hmm
Um, I had a week of just, I guess, nothing much happening. I mean, it's just been a good week. Um, just
hmm
not really integrating either, not really connecting with myself, but just really being and experiencing like whatever that's around me.
hmm
Um, Again, like being around my sister and her family and just kind of doing the mundane, like
hmm
everyday thing.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't know, it's just been really good.
hmm
I've just had a really good week without it being really like any ahas or oh, actually, I do. I do have one that's kind of, oh, I forgot to tell you. Like,
hmm
I've been feeling, um, what is it? More spirits.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and like the ones that have passed on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt two this week. Yeah.
Mm.
And one was somebody's brother, and then another one was a friend's grandma that just kind of came through. Yeah.
Did they have a message for you to share from
Mhm, mhm.
family?
Well, one of them was actually really sweet, was making me like feel like life and death and don't take it for granted. And
Mm.
it's almost like he was helping me like feel how like valuable life is. Like
Mhm.
kind of like it was a feeling state of like embrace it, don't waste it, um, live your life to the fullest. And I don't know how to describe it, but it was a very sweet, sweet moment of like, oh, thanks for the reminder. Like, I want to live every day,
Mm.
to the fullest, and thank you for that. And yeah,
Yeah.
so it was actually really sweet. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So that was one moment I had, and it got me really emotional. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and made me realize like that was the day the funeral was held for this person.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Were you able to share that with the
yeah. The person that's related to this person.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It
Wow.
was really sweet. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, and I'm beginning to not be afraid of it anymore, or
Mm.
second guess it. Like I
Mhm,
can now come to a point where I'm like, oh, I could tell the difference.
mhm.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So how does the information come to you? Do you hear their voice, or is it a presence, or do you see them?
For me, it's like I know, like I don't know how to describe it, but I know that it's not me. I don't know how to describe it, but I know it's not me, and they make me feel them.
Mm. Mhm.
And then while feeling them, they give me the awareness of who they are. Yeah. And it's almost like they're sitting next to me.
Yeah. Because I
Um,
noticed you motioning around your shoulder. Like it's almost like
oh,
they like
yeah,
behind you, beside you.
something. Yeah, like it feels uh, like they're inside of me, but it feels like they're like right next to me. But I could
Mhm,
tell the difference of like, oh no, that's not my energy. And I think
mhm,
it's
mhm,
because I've become so aware of like my own energy,
mhm.
and it become very clear of, oh yeah, I know what my energy feels like. And then when something else enters, I could tell the difference. Like, oh, not mine. And
Yeah.
I know it's not mine because it's like basically telling me things that like, it's like out of the blue. Um,
Yeah.
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 And then eventually they kind of make themselves aware of like who they are. You know, sometimes they don't, but I could just tell like, and I don't really care to ask like, oh, who are you? It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, if I know you're just trying to like help me out in any way, like, okay, cool,
Mhm,
thanks.
mhm.
But sometimes they do reveal like, okay, it is me. Yeah, you're feeling
But in this case, they have a message they want to give you, right? Or they have a message they want you to give somebody else.
it. Well, in this case, it was more for me.
Oh,
But
okay.
then before that, no, that person did come through to relay a message for somebody else. But then uh the second time, um, it was more like that person connected with me a little bit about I think I think it was helping me because um I was helping, this person loved. Um I just am not sharing, you know, who
Uh-huh.
this person is just because, privacy purposes. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um and I think whether it was from gratitude on that person's end or helping me out so that I could help that person out. Either
Mhm.
way, it was just like, um, it was I don't know, I just felt like, thank you for that reminder. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
So that was
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Mm.
Good way. Yeah. But that was
Mhm,
only my highlight of this week.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said there was another spirit who contacted you.
Yeah, it was a friend's grandma
Mhm,
that just kind of came through and wanted me to relay a message to um, my friend, and I had no idea that
mhm,
they didn't have a good relation.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so and that sense, he also came through, not really for me, but for her. And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
for the message. Yeah.
Mm, it's amazing. Have
Yeah.
the channel opening up
Yeah. Yeah.
more. Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yeah. Do you feel like we all have the ability to, can this channel be developed in anyone to be able to sense that? Because I'm just thinking about all the different things in a day where there's so many different feelings that come up, internally. And how do you know, right? Like what's coming from me and I mean, it's in a higher sense, it's all one, right? Because
yeah.
yeah, there's nothing outside of the self. It's all
Yeah.
we're all holding the universe within.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, the universe is within us.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
then to be able to differentiate, like, oh, this is a thought from another spirit versus this is a thought coming from something I'm repeating in my mind from something I heard.
Yeah.
How to differentiate that.
Yeah. I think, well, I have a lot of curiosity in that area too. So,
Mm, hmm.
um,
Hmm. So internally, you're like questioning and inquiring
I
what
did
this
a
is.
lot, a while back,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I really feel like the more and because I like have this interest, um, like the more I become in tune with my own energy, I could tell like, oh wait, that's not my.
Mm,
I don't know how
hmm.
to describe it though.
Yeah.
It's like feeling,
Yeah.
I could just, I just know
But
my signature
something else.
energy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I do get confused, then obviously, like I integrate to figure out, like, oh, is this mine or not?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
But, oh, another thing I want to kind of like steer away from, another thing I experienced was like, um, like jealousy.
Hmm.
Um, like, I think like the core, like something that I would be really jealous about in terms of like, uh, I don't know, I may be wrong, but um, some of my sister's friends know that, I really want kids. Well, I did
Hmm.
want like kids and stuff like that. And my sister just had a kid. And now they're slowly coming over to see the new baby. And
Hmm.
I'm still like helping out my sister a lot. Um,
Hmm.
and I can kind of sense like, oh, um, how is Sylvia doing? Is she jealous? Is she not? I can kind of sense
Hmm.
like them just kind of like watching if I'm not, or,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and it's really interesting to notice that and to be aware
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I really did heal that part, where I'm not being triggered. And I'm someone where, if I feel it, it's hard for me to hide it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so to feel totally neutral, I felt like, oh, I worked on this. Like, um, because I'm not feeling it, and therefore they're not feeling it off of me. And I think sometimes
Hmm.
they wonder,
And
like,
maybe even surprised that they're not feeling it off of you. They're
mhm,
like looking for it,
yeah, yeah,
but it's not there.
yeah. And I was wondering if
Yeah.
we'll talk about that,
Yeah.
in today's conversation about
Yeah.
jealousy, because I know we did kind of lightly touch upon it, um,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
thought it might be a good idea to kind of maybe talk deep
Mhm.
around, I guess, jealousy. Did we ever
Yeah.
do an episode on that? No, right?
Yeah. But I guess it's yeah, perhaps we did.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
sure it would come up at some point because
yeah,
it's such a demonized emotion and I know, I've like had some really excruciating experiences of feeling jealousy and feeling like so bad about it,
Yeah.
so deeply shaming feeling this.
Oh, okay. So I want to ask you, like,
Yeah.
were you consciously aware of it? Like how far back do you remember that feeling state?
Of
Or
jealousy.
like, yeah, in your life.
Well, I'm kind of using jealousy and envy interchangeably.
Okay, okay.
And they're very similar because it's about feeling like something important's being taken away from you, or that you
You don't
want
have
something
it?
that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's an intense feeling state of scarcity,
Yeah.
of like I don't have what I want, or
Hmm.
something I want is being taken from me,
Yeah. Yeah.
or like fearing that it'll be taken away from you. And we know that if you're fearing something being taken away from you, just the feeling itself, it's already being taken away from you because your body doesn't know the difference between what you're
Yeah.
feeling and what, yeah, and what um the actuality is. It can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Mhm. Whether it's something it's gonna happen or you think will happen. So anyway, um, you know, I just remember this memory of my first time experiencing envy, like the first tangible time when my mom and sister got a birthday present for a friend of mine when
Hmm.
I was 5 or 6 years old or something.
Hmm.
And they found her these really pretty shoes.
Oh,
And I remember my sister being so excited, like, oh, look, we found these really pretty shoes for
yeah.
the friend. And I was looking at the shoes and thinking, I like those shoes.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. They never got me shoes for my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was so upset.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything because I knew that I already knew that was not
Yeah.
okay. That was going to be inappropriate. And I should
Got
be
it.
happy for my friend's birthday.
Yeah. Got it.
So, that should.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kept a grudge for a long time. I remember, like, yeah. Uh yeah, every time I thought about, yeah, just kind of the sense of betrayal, like they didn't get me this, but they got her this, and it's
But
something pretty that I would have wanted, but
yeah.
she gets to have it, and my mom and sister love her more than me,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
It's such a frustrating feeling state to be.
It's such a frustrating feeling because you're the one feeling the loss or the lack,
Mhm.
and then you feel evil,
Yeah.
and then you're
Yeah.
scaring judgment. So there's just so
Yeah.
many layers of
Yeah.
unfairness that's built into feeling jealousy, which, yeah,
I
I
agree.
know I've done soul retrievals where I had to go back to my 5-year-old and tell her, okay,
Yeah.
it's okay,
Uh,
you feel this way, and I'm gonna do, like, what do you need to feel good here? And let you vent, and just like validate her that it is unfair.
yeah. Yeah.
The feeling is valid. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And like you deserve to have pretty things.
Hmm. So true.
Yeah.
So, so then, like, what got me curious was like, oh, I wonder how jealousy even starts. Like, how it gets created in a kid or in somebody. Like, how
Mm,
does jealousy like start to manifest? Like that energy, that feeling state. I
mm.
guess it is from
Well, from lack.
constant feeling, yeah, of like, oh, I don't get to have it.
Yeah. I think it's like the separation, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
I see what I want, but it's over there with
yeah,
this person and it's not with me.
yeah.
So then
Like I
there's a
don't get to
story
have
that's created about it. Yeah, like
that.
why am I not having it?
Yeah.
You're
So
not yet able to like mentally understand that it's because, and it doesn't even matter on an emotional level that no, it's her birthday. It's not
yeah,
your birthday, but on
yeah,
your birthday you'll get something.
yeah.
You know?
Like you're not allowed to get what what you want in this
Hmm.
moment right now.
Hmm.
Or like, yeah,
Hmm.
like it's just a validation, like you're not gonna get it. But this
Yeah,
person is.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, the process of how you come to from scarcity into feeling deserving and worthy again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm also, I'm curious to know how with you and your sister with like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
how
So
you got to the place where you're not triggered when
yeah.
um like being around someone having what you had wanted in the past.
So long. And it was
Yeah.
one of my biggest desires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To have a family or to have
Mm-hmm,
kids.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But the only way I really healed it was to see it objectively. Like continuously see it objectively.
Yeah.
I remember like, like the way I would make myself feel better is like, well, I don't want to have babies with just anybody, just because I want babies, you know? Like no matter how much I want babies, doesn't mean like I'm not gonna just have it with anybody.
Hmm.
I want it with my lover. Um,
Hmm.
that was big. Um, Another one was like recognizing that there was a part of me that didn't want to have babies. And that was really hard because my dominant self was so like disowning the part of me that didn't want babies.
Mm.
So, and that was a real shocker when I like discovered that part. And then there was like a lot of layers. And uh, then I think what really did it was um, I don't want it with just anybody. I don't want it with just anybody. And
Mm.
eventually, when I got to the point where, oh, I may never have one, during that phase, I just started growing and just became really face to face with like,
Mm.
I think it's oneness. Like
Mm.
now I got to the point where, like, even me having the opportunity to help my sister out with her newborn, and every time I hold it, whatever, it's like, this is what I would do, like, if it was me. So, like, I see that infant as my infant self. Like, this
Mm.
is how I would want to be held or to be
Mm.
towards this. Or if this is my child, this is how I would do it. Or if this is my nephew, this is how I do it. So it's just kind of like I
Mm.
just keep wanting to see it as me. And I
Mm.
can't help but to see it as me.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so I more than like jealousy, it makes me feel like, oh my God, like this is me. Like I'm
Mm.
re-experiencing me. I can't help it but to just see it as me.
Mm.
And so I
Wow.
become so grateful for my sister. Like, like I'm actually getting to like experience this because of you.
Mhm.
If it
Mhm.
wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this moment right now carrying it. And so it just becomes more of a gratitude moment. But
Mhm.
um I know for sure if I didn't do uh clearing, because I was so like down about, oh, I want kids. Why can't I have kids? Why can't the right person come in? Like, like all of that. It was just so low.
Yeah.
And, with what I desired, but I just couldn't help but to just settle for with anybody
Mhm.
because I specifically know what I want. And
Mm.
so, um, I think, yeah, just really seeing my life objectively
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
kept clearing it and
Yeah. And
realizing,
not settling.
yeah, And like,
Yeah.
I'm choosing this. I'm
Yeah.
choosing this. And I had to keep realizing, like, what are you going to choose? And I kept choosing this,
Mm,
where the choice kept being like, wait, 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 wait. And to the
mhm,
point where it's like, oh, it's okay if I don't have kids anymore because, like, I feel like I'm working with everyone's inner children. I'm
mm,
surrounded by children too.
mhm,
That like I'm already getting so much out of it that
mm,
I don't feel like I'm losing anything. And I
mm.
gotta keep, and I had to see the oneness in that of what I'm
Yeah.
surrounded with.
Right.
And so
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm surrounded by like being around children, which makes me smile.
Mm.
So I don't,
Wow.
I'm not having it. Oh, that's the thing. So the jealousy went away because I feel like I
You
have it.
got it. You
I
have
have
it.
it. Yeah. 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 But I do want to mention, um, as a kid though, I didn't really get to experience jealousy because I so saw myself as like nothing, like a nobody, like
Mm,
so low that there was no room for jealousy.
mm.
If I did experience something that I want that I couldn't get, then it's like, of course, because I'm like,
Wow.
I don't deserve it or I'm nothing. And why would
Mhm,
someone do that for me? And it was
mhm, mhm.
so absolute in that feeling state that there was no room for jealousy or
Wow.
like, of course, because who would want to? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if, so for instance, like my sister is very beautiful and like just to be her sister was like, oh my God, she's not saying, I don't want to be around Sylvia
Mm,
when I saw myself as nothing. And I feel so included by her and she's so pretty. And so then I would feel so grateful to my sister
mm,
instead of like envy or jealousy. Yeah.
mm.
Because I would be like, oh, thank you. You want to hang out with someone like me? Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in some sense, envy and jealousy is also, even though it's a negative emotion, it's some sense a byproduct of knowing that you have a right to having something
Yeah.
you want, and like anger that it's not happening because you implicitly understand that you have a self that does desire and you have a self.
Yeah. But I had no self then.
But exactly, but then
Yeah.
you were a whole nother
Whole
level of I
different
have no
perspective.
self,
No self.
so therefore I don't even deserve to feel
Yeah. Like jealousy wasn't even like,
jealousy. It wasn't
yeah.
even in your
It
radar.
wasn't, no, 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 no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was only when I graduated high school. Yeah. I think maybe starting like my 20s.
Mm,
Yeah. Was when I'm like, oh, I'm starting to
mhm.
feel like jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
So now I'm seeing there's like a progression going on with when you have no self,
Mhm.
then you can block out emotions.
I totally did. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like actually, could you say even that no self, having no self means you don't, you've so disconnected from everything that you are
Yeah.
that you don't feel emotions.
Yeah. But the irony to that is like, you know how like if, yeah, I'm validating that, yeah, when I was younger, I had no self, but no one could tell.
Yeah.
No one did tell. No
Because
one
you
could
were just
tell that I had no self.
parodying what they wanted you to be, being what
Like
they
I was
wanted
a
you to be.
puppet.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And
Yeah.
then so it's actually a progression to actually feel jealousy, envy, and
Yeah.
to then start to have more of a self,
Yeah.
the one who feels and wants and
Yeah.
is upset when you don't have it, you're alive.
Yeah. And another reason why I most likely like didn't feel it as much too, even though I had no self, was like, but in the household, I was able to be myself. In terms of like I didn't have to perform. I was just me. If I want to get angry, I get angry, you know?
Mhm, mhm,
Um, and if I want to say something, I say something. so like I grew up with an older sister and a younger sister, so there's three girls in the house. And so
Mm-hmm.
how my mom dealt with like perhaps that jealousy thing, if it were to occur, she was very in tune with like not wanting one to feel left out. So it was always about everyone gets the same. So it's like if we get one dress, we get three dresses that are the same. If
Mm-hmm.
we like if one has a popsicle, then she's got to make sure everyone has a popsicle. Or like if my sister experiences her first sleepover, I remember this, and I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Can I get a sleepover?" And she'd say no, and I'd be like, "Why?" Selena
Mm-hmm.
gets to, my older sister gets to have a sleepover, and she'd
Mm-hmm.
be like, "Well, she's, this year's old. So when you are, like 10 years old, then you get to go and have your first sleepover." And so that made me feel like, "Oh, okay, like, so then when I would turn that certain age, I remember, you said if I reach this age, but okay. So in that sense, like, because of that, like, everyone got the same. Um, yeah. And with no self, it was like harder for me to like, I feel like, recognize,
Mm-hmm.
um, or even have space for, yeah. Oh, with jealousy. Wait, you know what? You know what though? What I'm recognizing? I think in this very moment, I think I was jealous of my younger sister. Come to think of it, even though I had no self.
Mm-hmm.
Because my sister got most of the cuddles because she was very open about wanting cuddles, getting cuddles, like,
Mm-hmm.
Mom, like, hug me, hold my hand. And she was very good about that. And
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. I don't know why, but I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. And
Oh.
I didn't even really recognize that's what I really needed either.
Um,
Yeah. And I think because you know how like when you're hugging and when you're cuddling, like that soft energy comes out naturally.
mhm.
And I think I was wanting that, but I had no idea back then that that's what I was wanting. And I think
Mm.
subconsciously, watching my sister get that all the time, my younger sister.
Yeah, 'cause knew how to ask for it. And
And I
yeah.
never did ask for it. Yeah. Yeah.
So then your mom's like soft energy came out with her,
Yeah.
but you weren't receiving that
Yeah.
as much.
And my younger sister did that so often that my mom just knows, like she just naturally did it for her because she just did it so naturally, my younger sister. And then
Mm.
because I never asked for it, my mom just thought, oh, she's okay. She's okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I do remember, like, at some point in my life, like, not being so nice to my younger sister. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And I think part of that has to do with me not even recognizing it was jealousy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure it is, no, I'm recognizing now it is jealousy.
That was how
But
you processed jealousy
yeah, I don't think I even knew what
because
it
it was
meant.
so subconscious,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had no self.
but it
So,
had to come out somewhere. Hmm.
you're right. You're right.
So then it became with like bullying your sister, you said, or like being mean to her.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And no self means no power. So
Yeah.
therefore, like the
You had
one
to
that had the
take
least amount of
power.
power was the youngest one in the family. It's not like I can do this to my older sister or my parents. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And actually,
Oh.
that memory, I had no idea I was mean to her. Totally wiped it out of my memory. It only came back during one of like a few of my integrations. And when I
Mm-hmm.
recognized, like, oh my God, completely forgot about this like memory. And then obviously I apologized to her as an adult after that integration. And my sister's like, What are you talking about? Forget about it. Like, that was a long time ago. And I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no. I do need to apologize for this to your younger self. Yeah.
Oh.
And now she's had some memories come up where I was mean to her. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, I'm here for you. You have every right to blame that part of you, but she won't go there as of yet, you know. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like waiting because I'm like, no, no, no. I really want to be there when it happens. If
Mm-hmm.
and when. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, that's my story.
Ah.
Not you.
Oh, no, I'm just there with like, compassion for the bully
Oh,
and what creates the bully, you know? Yeah,
yeah.
like what you're experiencing, this unmet need and
Yeah.
not getting not getting something and how painful it is to see someone else easily get
Yeah.
something and
That's
and
such an
like how do
example.
you live with that, and there's no support for that, no one knowing
Nobody.
the hell of
Mm-hmm.
unmet needs.
My inner hell. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's oh yeah,
How about you? Like,
really hard.
were you aware of that? No, right? Were you aware that it was jealousy?
I was aware. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what to call it, but um I was aware that it was a very uncomfortable,
Yeah,
unpleasant feeling.
got it.
Yeah. And I think I dealt with it just by resenting secretly my
Oh,
sister and mom and feeling like it was really unfair and feeling sorry for myself
yeah.
and hating on the friend even and like
Yeah,
trying to say like, oh, those shoes are stupid anyway,
got
but
it.
then really liking it, but then hating it, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. But you know
And
what? On the positive note to jealousy is like, it really reflects to you, like, go and get it, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, it's telling you I don't have it, so it's making me upset. But it's
Yeah.
in a way also at the same time telling you, yes, you don't have it, so if you want it, you can go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think a painful element of, yeah, there's like on the physical level, the object, like the shoes.
yeah,
But there's like an emotional injury that wasn't being addressed.
yes.
That's actually more, I feel, more important than the actual thing.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
thing was just a symbol for something about like the injury of how come like me not feeling considered,
Yeah, yeah,
me not feeling significant and special and loved.
yeah,
Yeah. And so that, yeah, like that is the place that needed attention and
hmm,
care.
hmm.
And um,
To let it be seen.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And just that reminder of like when there's jealousy or envy, it's because actually it's a call for, it's saying like, hey, I care about you and I thought I want you to care about me too.
hmm, hmm.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, like, yeah, like it could be something physical or emotional, like what emotion is not being met too.
Hmm.
So, yeah, in all forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Feelings
yeah.
are a double-edged sword. Jealousy is a double-edged sword too.
Yeah.
Be utilized to become aware, like, oh, what am I not getting? I'm feeling jealous
Hmm.
here. What am I not
Hmm.
getting?
Yeah.
and
So this
figuring
is
out what that is.
what that is.
Mhm.
So it's such a call to slow down and get aware of what that is.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And in the
And
past, it's like if you experience jealousy, it's like that's it. All you can do is feel it and felt like there was no solution to it other than
yeah,
feel it. But
uh-huh.
you can go
Because you know
deeper.
if you speak it out loud, it's gonna just bring more
Yeah.
judgment or pain.
Yeah.
So that's what created the need to just disconnect from that emotion and invalidate it and just put up a wall.
Totally.
But then you miss out on so much when you do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Mm. Yeah. God, it's so to be so scared of that vulnerability.
No.
So I feel it's so healing just to like embrace that vulnerability and be, yeah, like let yourself feel the woundedness of it because that's where the medicine is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
And then you say, okay, what do you do after you just sit with that
You
vulnerable,
sit with that and you kind of have to let it
ask why?
hurt. You
Yeah.
have to let it hurt.
Yeah. And it's like, why am I hurting? What am I not getting? What do I desire? What do I want? And just become more and more aware of that painful state
Hmm.
and just
Hmm.
keep answering that painful state. Like,
Hmm.
explore it, feel it, ask it, explore it, and then figure out what it is that you need.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then when you do give that to yourself, shifts, start shifting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Requires, I think, a lot of just patience to just be there and not run away from it
Yeah. Yeah.
or deny it. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Do you see jealousy as a positive thing, a negative thing?
I mean, it feels negative. It's not,
Yeah.
um, and it's not a pleasant feeling to be in fear and scarcity.
Mm.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of
Like, I want to,
good that comes from it.
yeah. Like, um, when you get jealous, like, what, like, feelings, sensations do you get?
Um, I think there's a kind of gripping or a clenching that happens
Oh, okay.
in my solar plexus area.
Right.
Hmm.
And does it,
Hmm.
fume?
Hmm?
Does it get like all fumed up?
Um, just feels like something's like ringing from the
Uh,
inside. Yeah. Yeah.
Me, when I feel it, I think, um, like, it actually gets me down. Yeah.
Mm.
And I think that's from like my past experience of like uh, what it just automatically did.
Hmm. Gets you down, feeling
Mhm.
down.
About myself. Yeah.
Mm.
And then, um, so let's say I experience jealousy and then I feel down. Yeah. And then I recognize it. And then now I'm in a place where when I feel it though, I'm like, okay, so it seems like that's what you want. How can we go about like
Yeah.
getting that feeling state or getting that thing
Yeah.
you want? And
Hmm.
so uh more of the okay, great. Like now I know what to do with it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
feel like for me, even just kind of like just feeling it
Uh-huh.
and acknowledging why
Yeah.
it's there, even before I like have a solution about it. Like that for me seems to be the solution.
Hmm.
Just like acknowledging the emotional injury and
Yeah.
just letting that unfurl.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Cause that's where a lot of where I get where the blockage starts happening when it's the unacknowledged
Yeah.
emotional injury from that.
Hmm. And recognizing that, okay, yeah, everyone experiences jealousy, but there's like different flavors to it for everybody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm, yeah. So yeah, it's not pleasant, but it
yeah.
is here to show you.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I think it's such an opening into that core wound of feeling like I can't have what I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And like when that's happening or when that comes up, when the wound is up, it's like you are creating your medicine when you're there.
Hmm.
Just it's open.
Hmm. Yeah. Like
Hmm.
jealousy feels like my friend now. It's my friend.
Mm, yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Like,
It is nice to like not feel so afraid of it
hmm,
when
hmm.
it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's on my side to show me something.
Yeah.
Hey, friend,
Uh-huh.
what do you want to show me?
Yeah.
What am I
Uh-huh.
missing out on that I'm not seeing? So it just seems like a good friend that's like, hey, I want you to like get this, know this. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. That's great.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I guess that's what integration is like, yeah, become friends with all of your parts, all of
Hmm.
your emotions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and like there is no end goal. Like you just keep working on it. You just keep working on the relationship.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You just keep being able to be a better friend to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Don't have
Oh,
I feel kind of dry. Like I don't know.
yeah. Maybe this was good.
Yeah.
Being a good friend to our jealousy, envy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
True.
That's good. Okay, well, thanks for the
Bye.
conversation.
Likewise. Okay. Talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.